Hey all, so my name is Luís Rodrigues. I came here to present a little bit of SRE to you guys. So thank you, Salim, for annoying me to the point I'd do this because I didn't want to do it, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so a little bit about what I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about a little bit what actually is SRE. SRE and DevOps, how they match together, do they match, should we do it or not? And a little bit about our work here at OLX Group. Not very fancy, but if you guys have any question about our work here afterwards, just pick me up and we'll discuss it, because I had a really hard time to get stuff there to show, because it's a lot of stuff. And okay, so we'll talk later if you guys want. Okay, this is going to be good. On this, who's this guy? Me. My name is Luís Rodrigues. I've been working here as an SRE for 3 years. We used to be called DevOps as a role, not as a culture, but yes, now we're SREs. I used to freelance for a lot of stuff, networking, Linux, whatever. Used to be a punk, like to be a geologist, couldn't make it. So on this, just to make clear, these opinions are my own. They reflect a little bit of the work I do at OLX Group, and I did before, but this is my opinion. My opinion, everything I say here it might not be the OLX opinion. That's my point. But of course, I stole lots of opinions of lots of people, so that's how I do it. You can find me at Twitter, Luís Jetta, that's my nickname. So go ahead, share a cat video, something with me, fine. So let's get this going. So we've all been here. Well, at least me. I used to be a sysadmin, so the big idea was, okay, everything is on fire. What do we do? We're constantly firefighting, waiting ticket queues, things break again, and everyone is very busy. We can do any product stuff, we can do anything, everyone's busy. So at some point in time, our pointy hairy boss comes by and say, okay, this can't be. We're taking too long to do stuff, we need to find another way. Okay, so what are we going to do? Of course, we're going to do SRE. So this happens a lot of time and in a lot of companies. I'm not saying it happened here, but it happens. So it's just go, you're SRE now, you're going to do SRE stuff, start writing code, be better ops, whatever. And of course, it's magic. It works. Everyone starts doing that. No, not really. Like a moss, everyone as an SRE keeps being constantly overloaded, firefighting, all the same thing. It's pretty much the same. Why? Because it's not something that you turn a switch and do. I can be honest with you guys, we've been doing this for, I don't know, 2 years, and still not full on. It's really hard. And SRE thing, Google way, SRE, it's possible, but with some caveats, but we'll discuss it later. So on this is not my sentence, of course. It's from Damon Edwards, it's a CDO, for Rundeck, a guy that I follow on Twitter, I like it. And this is pretty much sums it up. You can change the title, you can add individual skills, but you can make a sysadmin SRE, because there's a path to it, and there's a company path to it. Not just, you can just call someone SRE and go. It should be like that, especially on LinkedIn. I'll say SRE and get hired, and that's it, fine. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So, what in the world is SRE? This, again, some principles, some ideas, and mainly some places that you guys can look up and trying to find information. So, this is a quote from Ben Voss Trainer, VP Engineering, that actually I think he won his title of VP because he invented SRE, so pretty well deserved. So this, I'm not going to read it, but pretty much sums it up what SRE work should be. SRE team work should be. Availability, change management, performance, blah, blah, blah. I think it sums it up. So they invented it 2003, 2004, something like that. I think Julie said the year, I can't remember, I don't know. And they defined some principles. It's kind of a DevOps thing. They went to a mountain and got together and defined, no, it's not, they just defined it like this because it makes sense to them. And they take it so hardly, they come up with a pyramid for it. Like every product in Google has to have those 7 steps done and perfectly done. So the SRE team can take it. If it doesn't have these steps, they won't go live, and they won't have an SRE team to support it. There's some terms here. Again, I'll ask you guys just to look around. I think this is going to be shared, right? I have some links over there, and just click on stuff and try to, because it's really hard to explain. I'm not very good at explaining stuff, so yeah. Again, and they invented it, they gave it those principles, and they wrote the book. These are the real 3 main books from Google about SRE. So the first one, it's like a game changer. SRE started being implemented on the other companies because of this book. People start reading, okay, this makes sense. There's a workbook, there's more practical stuff, like we do monitoring this way, not in a very abstract way like the first one. And seeking SRE, it's more like, I'm going to implement that on your company. That's the big idea. Below, these books are free, you can just download them from Google. Below you have GitHub repo turned into a page that has like 3 million something books and articles about SRE, so everything you need to know, it's there. You just need to have the time to find it there, because it's really extensive, this GitHub repo. Okay, so on these iterations throughout these books, mainly on the second one, they decided instead of those 7, 8 principles, they summed it up to this. So SRE teams, engineering, whatever, need service level objectives with consequences. Julie explained it, service level objectives. SREs have the time to make tomorrow better than today. I love this because it's quite philosophical for me. And the SRE teams have the ability to regulate their own workload. Of course, this works everywhere because everyone that works as an SRE or DevOps can do whatever they want, right? This works. Yeah, no. So about the SRE SLO thing, this is something that I'll try to explain in a very simple way, but this pretty much sums up what Google does as SRE. We discussed SLO a little bit before. It's pretty much a target that you want to measure your service. You'll have your SLI. It's the indicator that, okay, it's something that you can quantify and say, I'm providing good service to my clients, or I'm not providing good service. That's it. And the Yahoo budget is something that, so one of the things that Google brought to the table at this point in time when they created this is there's no 100% availability. That's a myth. That doesn't happen. So they just decided, okay, if we're going to need to be up in the service with 99% of the time through 30 days or something like that, there's 1% that we can fail. That's the error budget there. So the idea is we're not going to be up all the time. Let's try to be close to it, but it's impossible to be there. Even if you're doing something that's some upgrade that you actually need to get some downtime, for example. Use the error budget for that. We can discuss this a little bit later. I can explain it better probably, or not, I'm not sure. So on this, on the second principle, SREs have time to make tomorrow better than today. This is something that, for me, every tech company should look into and decide if they want to do it like this or not. So everyone is aware what's the meaning of toil? Or anyone is? Yes? Care to explain it?
Basically, it's maniacal work. It's
yes.
That you don't want to do. You have to do everything.
Yes, repetitive. We call it monkey work, right? Yeah. The stuff that you actually don't want to do, but you do it all the time because that system always fails on that place. You need to restart something or whatever. So the point on the having time to make tomorrow better than today is this: you need to always try to reduce your toil. Why? Because you need time to work on the engineering stuff, new stuff that works. And they pretty much come to a conclusion: if you have a big enough toil, tech debt, whatever you want to call it. It's like a synonym, probably. I don't know. It will be so at a point that you cannot manage it, and you cannot create anything new. You cannot do any engineering work. And this is kind of proven with statistics on the books, and you can check it. But yeah, so that's why SREs need to have time to make tomorrow better than today, because everything that you do today has an impact on the future. You need to be aware of it, and you need to solve it. Before it starts escalating. On the ability to regulate their workload. Again, this is something that we all do at our jobs. We just get say to the boss, okay, I'm not going to do that. I need to work on something else. Yeah, that will work. No, it wasn't. So, but this is something that Google actually came around and saw that if you're overloading your teams, they don't grow. Teams don't learn. People that work here don't learn new stuff because they're always constantly working on stuff that they do every day. They don't learn new things. So this is something that this phrase, I think it sums it up. Teams need space to flourish and grow. They're not a flower, of course, but you get the idea. They need space to investigate new stuff, to create new stuff, to break new stuff. That's the idea, again, from Google. And they need to have, a while ago, someone was asking if devs on other roles were on call. They need to share the responsibility of running services. Here at OLX, we have devs on call because they are responsible. I don't do code. I'm worst coder in the world, so I just make it run. But if I have an issue, I need someone to back me up because I don't know code. That's simple. So we do this, and we try to regulate our workload. If you say to a dev, okay, you can deploy it whatever you want, fine. But if it's not good, you're going to get paged. So do it properly. That's simple. And this is really important. And on that, I can vouch for that, because if you look back 2 years ago, work here, and 2 years ago, work now, way better, at least for me. Way less pages, that's fine. So these are the three principles that on the second book, they summed it up and discussed. It's way more complex than this. Look it up. You have the links there. Just look it up. So, SRE and DevOps. I have a personal opinion about DevOps. I don't think it's a role. So it's kind of hard to compare. But Google, again, they just like to call everything their own. And they, like in the programming language, they say class SRE implements DevOps. Saying we're doing SRE, we're implementing DevOps. Yes, that's true. I think so, in my opinion. So what's the difference? So what's the main focus of each of these roles, areas, cultures, whatever? Again, this is my opinion. Main focus of an SRE is reliability, and that's it. Is it up? Is it working? Are you serving your customers properly? That's it. On that, we do operations, incident management, postmortems on those, monitoring, capacity planning, lots of stuff. DevOps side of the work, let's call it like this, I think it's more about delivery. We want to deliver fast. We want our developers just create code and put it in production as fast as possible, automate everything, config management, and inference code. We do inference code as SREs, but okay. Let's go for that over there. So this is my take on this. So you can do both. Actually, I think you should do both. Will be really easier for you and your life as a sysadmin, DevOps, SRE, whatever. So on the teams part, I hope Manuel Paz doesn't see this, because you might say, okay, this is stupid. They don't do this. This is pretty much a sum on the companies that have SREs, or call them production engineers or whatever, but use a SRE philosophy to run their stuff. So on Netflix, they're kind of fanatic about this. They have cross-functional teams that pretty much don't talk to each other, and I think they do, but they have an API in the middle, so they just send stuff around. And they have an SRE there. It takes its job, it takes a service and runs it, and that's it. it's done. On Google, they go, the guys that invented it, go a little bit different. They have a development team. If they needed SRE, you'll go there, build whatever they need, deployment, availability, monitoring, whatever, and say, okay, this is your code, go, deploy it, and they leave. That's their perspective. At Google, and this is something that surprised me, in a conference like 2 years ago, if you have an SRE on your team, more than you release a product, and you need the SRE back, you're not doing a good job. It's not well seen. That's their philosophy, and don't know why. Yeah, that's the way they work. On Spotify, the agile champions of teams, they do chapters, guilds, whatever. They have little different setup. They have an infrastructure backend, let's call it like this, chapter, okay? And they have people on packs, on teams also, on squads, sorry, it's Spotify, on squads. And they just pretty much have a chapter of SREs. They call it production engineers, not sure, infrastructure, whatever. My point is this. Doesn't matter what kind of team organization do you have, as long if you have from SREs to developers, product manager, whatever, clear handoffs, and error budget consequences, it's fine. SRE works. On error budget consequences, should have mentioned before, the idea is, if you don't have an error budget, you spend it because your site is always down, stop developing. Stop developing. No one deploys anything to production, if not to fix something, and that's it. That's the consequences. On the first principle, I should talk about it, sorry, but that's the main idea. My point is, you can do it with whatever team you have set it up, whatever model. It's indifferent. Stop working? No. Okay, main question everyone does. Okay, we're not Google. Can we do SRE? This is something that First Research is like a company that does this marketing research and all this stuff. And someone asked them, some clients said, okay, we want to do SRE, go and see if you can do it. They went there and came up with a couple of interesting things. So I'm not sure of the percentage because I have it here, so okay, cool. They come up with this. So if you want to do SRE, 46% of the principles you can apply it. 46% of the whatever you read on these books you can apply directly on your company. You just need to have the buy-in for it. Your boss has to say, okay, we're going to do SRE, and I'll back you up when you say no. That's important. So 50% of the rest of the book is like good advice. You might not be able to implement it fully, but it's good advice. Google runs pretty big stuff, so if they say it works, I'll take the word for it, because we all have game mode, right? It works. That's my fun. On the small number, 4%, you can do it. Why? Mainly about some stuff about load balancing and the scale of Google. If you're the size of Google, you probably won't. And you're full on SRE, you probably will be able to do that. If you're not, no, you can't. But my point is, on 96% is doable. You just need to have the buy-in. Tell your boss, I want to do SRE. And they'll say, okay, go, that's good. The first time you say no, I say, this is SRE. Let's see what he says. Okay, just to wrap things up, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do here. Actually, what we are planning to do is not here, because it's a really big presentation if you had that. But again, we'll discuss it whenever we want. So on this part, this is our team layout, let's call it like this. It's pretty much somewhere between Google part and Spotify part. This is the main reason that this talk is called SRE is pretty much what you do with it, because this is how we do it. That simple. It works for us. Not fully. We're constantly changing stuff. I think that's normal. You do something, doesn't work, iterate, make it better. We do that at the company level, team level. Let's put it like this. We split it into hubs, one area where you're at Lisbon. On these hubs, we have some business units that doesn't matter for this. We have packs, that's what we call our teams, not squads, not whatever, we call it packs, that have dedicated SRE on this pack full-time, like the Spotify thing. There's a guy there all the time, and there's the SRE leads that are responsible with the head of infrastructure to keep the things in sync between all teams. Because if you don't do that on this pack, someone's doing some CI/CD thing, and then on that pack over there, they're doing a CI/CD thing, completely different. That's how it works. So the way we thought about breaking these silos, and it's to sync through leads. Not easy. I'm a lead, so whatever. It's not easy, but we try to do it. It's working. It's working for us. These are our principles right now. Some of them are pretty much the same as Google or any other company, but these are our own, what we define as what we should do to be faster and to work better as an SRE. So automation, this should have that automate everything meme. I think it would be cool. Just look at it right now. So we just automate whatever you can. The idea is, you saw my resume on the presentation, automate everything out of a job. But I'm still trying to do it. I can do it right now because I need the money, but I'll try to find a way that at some point in time I don't need work, I just automate, have everything automated. But I can do it right now. So we take by principle that everything is ephemeral. Servers will die, network will fail, maybe even DNS. I know it's never DNS, I know that, but it might fail, I'm just saying, might fail. Everything that we do for the last year and a half, again, we come from a data center migration. 2.5 years ago, we run everything that we had on data centers, and right now, we have everything on the cloud. So it was really fast-paced thing. Everything that we have on the cloud, almost everything, is declared as code. We use Terraform, we use Ansible, we use whatever. As long as it's in a repo, that's good for us. It can be readable and deployable, cool. On monitoring, everything is monitored. I came from a Nagios background, so you monitor everything and then just mute the alerts. Everyone does it, come on. That's how you do it, yeah. So we changed it a little bit. I'll talk a little bit ahead, but okay. We use red metrics, red method to measure everything. I'll explain a little bit about that forward. We alert on stuff. We use PagerDuty. We use Slack. PagerDuty for critical stuff. Slack for informational, not so critical stuff. CI/CD stuff also on deployments. And we do incident management, as I said before. SREs are on call, devs are on call. It's a rotating thing depending on business units. It's a little bit different, but that you get the point. There's a dev and SRE on call all the time. All users that impact incidents, we write a postmortem and action points. So we try to fix it, that doesn't happen again. That's how I do it. This is kind of our principles. They're not full on, all of them. No, they're not. We're trying to, but this is what we try to do and keep doing and improving. So, an example on automation. I don't know if you guys know this tool is Atlantis. You're going to run atlantis.io. This is pretty much run your Terraform stuff from GitHub or GitLab. That's it. You don't run it for your computer. Just in the Git way, you push your code, you get an approval, you run it, you plan it, Terraform plan it. And if it's good, someone will approve it, and when you merge it, it gets deployed. That's simple. This is the way we found that everyone had that thing that, oh, I'm deploying something, but this wasn't here. Ah, apply, yes, of course. And everything breaks because 2 hours ago someone changed something in production. Yeah, that happens. The way we solve it using this. So first of all, you have everything in a repo, and the changes are visible to everyone. Our GitLab is view only to the entire organization. So you can pretty much view everything from every team around the world. Also enables all engineers to collaborate on Terraform, even developers that need an SKSQ. They just go there, create the resource, send it to SRE to approve the merge request. They approve it, done. That's it. There's no waiting in line for a DB or something. Just go do it. There are guys that do it. Some of them don't do it because they don't want to learn Terraform, but they have to wait. That's it. And also allowed us to standardize our Terraform workflows. Again, one team does it in one way, the other team does it in another way. This way, equal for everyone. If you have a better idea for it, we'll take it up and change it for everyone. That's how we do it. On monitoring, again, the head metrics. This is a method of monitoring based on rates, errors, and duration of requests. That's simple. We discussed a little bit about this for a couple of months on this. And the idea, if you're going to do SRE, you need to understand if you're hurting your clients or not. Do you have a service that you can rely? And are you going to measure it in a customer level, of course? So we start thinking about this. First thing, of course, for golden signals, because the SRE books say for golden signals, but that wasn't very fine for us, let's put it like this. And we opted, after you checking the use method also, that it's from Brandon Gregg. You should always check something from Brandon Gregg. That's my opinion. Didn't work for us also because it was quite what we wanted. And this is red method is something Tom Wilkie, I think, come up when working in Grafana, and we're starting using it. Why? Because it's easy. There's only 3 metrics per service. And if you know your thresholds, or you have dynamic thresholds, that's it. You can see if your clients are able to use your service, slower, faster, if it's there, whatever. You just need these 3 metrics. And also because I'm an SRE and I like SRE things and the way to do it, if you add rate, errors, and duration, if you have saturation to it, you have the 4 golden signals. That will be probably, or not, I don't know, the next iteration on it, and then you can have our SRE, pure SRE thing. In incident management, this is pretty much the most used meme every time that we have an incident. This is fine, of course. So how do we do it? We have 3 classifications for it. P1, it's pretty much we're losing money. Everyone's going to get fired, fix it? Yeah, that's P1. It goes to PagerDuty. P2, it's like, okay, we have an issue with some clients, but we have an issue with clients. So same priority, PagerDuty, let's solve it. And we have a bug. Let's call it P3, not standard, whatever. If you get to this, you have an incident, we get it to the team that owns that service. At some point in time, sometimes it's not very easy to define, but we kind of figure it out. So how do we trigger incidents? For now, for monitoring on the red metrics, not all of the company here in Portugal is using that. We're working on it. We have a business unit for real estate. It's using this. The rest will probably do it. And we have a Slack bot that everyone on the company can go there and say, I have an incident on the Standard Cloud. Customer service, PM, whatever. They can go there and trigger an alert, which goes to PagerDuty and to on-call teams. That's the point here. How do we handle it? Sorry. We have on-call and dev teams, not or, sorry. We're all on call, and on a business unit, we have something that we call a FRT, first responders team. It's pretty much 9 to 5 or 10 to 5, I'm not sure. If you have a page, that team will pick it up. We have an SRE, back-end engineer, front-end engineer, engineering manager, and I think that's it. That will grab all incidents during downtime, and sometimes it's easier than just getting one developer and one SRE. They'll triage it and say, okay, this is P1, P2, bug, whatever. They're responsible to, if they pick it up, create an incident, a blameless postmortem, sorry, but first of all, classify it and get it to the right team. That's the idea. Still working on that. This is a process that we're trying to implement. It's kind of working. We might need to change some things, but it's working for now. And we also have war rooms that we have from time to time. It's funny, so we call it like you have a DB issue that we can fix in on call, or after 2 or 3 days getting serious, clients are getting impact, to create something on Slack, or just sit on the same table like 5, 10 people and try to solve it. That top priority of those people is to solve it, and that's it. They don't do any squad work, any product work. They're just there to solve it because it's an issue, an important issue. And we also do blameless postmortem. Pretty much blameless, yes. There's no names, but if you know people and you read it, okay, was that guy? But that's not the point. The blameless part is, okay, this happened, shouldn't happen again. That's it. Just going faster a little bit. So simplicity, one of the principles also. So we went to a stack level, we simplified, we removed several layers of our stack, went from the data center to manage the Kubernetes. We're running EKS on AWS. Application level, pretty much everything that AWS has management service, RDS, Elastic Cache, load balancing, whatever, we use it because we're lazy, we don't want to run our stuff. And monitoring level, that's the thing, we're using the Redmatic, and we got rid of Isinga, Nagios, New Relic, Ra, and we use one thing, that's it. We're still working on it, but that's the thing we're trying to do. Everything that I'm discussing here is a work in progress. Not done, but that's the idea. And that's it. Yeah, right on time. If you have any questions, just go. Thank you.
I was working with a company, we developed a software. The software was like Udemy. You know, there are courses, people buy the courses, and that's it. We did it, the clients were using it, the client was having money, everybody's happy. Yeah. And the Fire Nation attacked it. It's the marketing. They said, hey, we want to sell more. Let's contract a company and put some plugin in the website that is going to monitor everything about marketing. And then let's use Google, Hotjars, because we really need to know where's the user mouse over. That's really important.
Yeah, marketing guys, yes, it is.
And we need to talk with our clients. Let's buy a bot and put it on the website. And at some point...
No one told you about this, right?
It's just, you know, here, we bought it.
Make it work.
$1 million and just...
Yeah, make it work.
Make it work, you know. And at some point, the client just looked at us and said, the website is a little bit slow, isn't it? Really? Yeah. So you should use Pingdom, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see how things work.
Related to others, yeah.
It's already slow. Let's put something work. Yeah, let's do this. And at some point, the website was so slow that they looked at us and said, you know what? We need SRE.
Of course. Magic.
Exactly. We need SRE.
Yes. Do not remove that bot, nothing. We need an SRE.
I don't even know what SRE means, so okay. And we did it. And they bought another company, they contracted another company
to do it?
To do the SRE. Okay. And this company said, hey, this is slow because a lot of things it's on fire here. Ora, temos Sherlock aqui. And the thing is, one of us says, sometimes we were working with SRE and there is nothing we can do.
Yeah, it happens.
So, do you have any kind of experience like that, and what do you do about that? And the second very quick question is, do you think?
Oh, that was a question. Okay.
The first one was a question,
Okay.
and the second one is, do you think that Google should use SRE on Google Stadia?
Google?
Google Stadia.
Staging.
The gaming platform.
Oh, I don't. I'm sorry. Okay. So on the first question, of course, there's at some point in time you can't do anything. That's the job. If you're an SRE developer or whatever, because business decides. You can actually do something. It's get some stats and say, okay, if we want a bot, it's like 5 times slower. We're talk to the marketing guys. We're having less clicks, less page prints, whatever they do, because of this. We have this and that. Now you decide. It's a trade-off. Everything that you do as an SRE, this is my opinion, of course, it's a trade-off. We're going to go faster, you're going to scale it. Instead of 10 nodes, 200 nodes. We'll go faster. Oh, but it costs $100 million. You want to go faster. That's it. It's a trade-off. If you don't, just fix your code and remove that bot or whatever, and it will go faster. And the second question, sorry? Oh, on Google. Google does SRE, but keeps shutting down services. So, yeah, not sure. I don't know that service. I know a couple of them, and I know that they're pretty into the SRE thing. And if they can make it work in the service, they just close it. That's how I do it. Yeah. Back there, okay.
Final question.
As you said, in SRE, everything is on fire, and that's obviously fine. But what was the biggest production fuck up or
Oh boy.
total disaster
Here we go again.
experience at
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to think about it because we have that a lot of that. So I can scale it like biggest, smallest. I think we have pretty much everything. Since like a persistent Redis cluster being dropped in production, that happened. On moving to Aurora once, we had a product, let's call it like this, that scaled. We had auto scaling on it, and Aurora goes to 16 nodes. Did I turn this off? Yes. Okay. Aurora scales to 16 nodes. We had some Galera cluster running that with 3 nodes, and we get it on Aurora, and it scaled like it blew up. 16 nodes, everything on red, really big instances. And yes, that happens. What we do, we created a cron that killed queries, and that's solved. No one noticed it, fine. So it turns out that the cron was making that, and we were killing the cron. So we created something, shell script, that was like hasta la cron. That's it. But we can discuss, we have a lot of fuck-ups, because that's normal. Everyone has fuck-ups.